fireman, policeman, whoever. How is Dr. Crippen? Is he all right? It's very strange, given that he'd, I think his case was about 10 or 15 years before that, I think. Now, you can't unsee this next picture, but I will show you what it looks like after the fire. So on the left, that's what the fire looked like with all the melted bodies and everything. And then some of the rescued people you can see there on the right-hand side.
I thought that looked far more horrific, and the picture actually makes it.
It took them 3 years to reopen, but by a complete stroke of luck, or maybe good planning, all the molds that they used to make these people were in a completely separate place. So I suppose you could say the fact that it only took them 3 years to reopen wasn't really that bad. So they didn't do too badly, actually.
Of course, the melted waxworks were probably inspiration for Spitting Image.
Okay. I've completely lost track of where we're going, so I think it's Lewis next, I think. Where you go?
Let's go number 7.
Number 7. Okie doke. The Wikipedia article for this 8-letter word is illustrated by an Henri Vidal sculpture of Cain after killing Abel. Since its coining in 2006, numerous stockbrokers, sports fans, and even a famous sci-fi character have been associated with this action at certain moments, and it was given its own Unicode emoji in 2016. Name the word.
Right.
Face palm or something?
That's not. Well, that's 8 letters. It's an answer if you can't think of anything else.
And it does make sense. You could emoji a face palm,
but it doesn't really make sense.
I like this, and I'll tell you why. A famous sci-fi character is Jean-Luc Picard of Star Trek, and there's a famous image of him doing a face palm, which does the rounds when something silly happens. So I actually very much like that answer.
Stockbrokers do
because
it?
there was a big financial crash in 2007.
Okay, but what about Cain killing Abel? But why?
Well, he's his brother, isn't it? So he might have regretted doing it.
Oh no! And then he does that. No,
Yeah.
it seems a bit. I'm not happy with the suggestion.
No, I really like it.
I'm actually really happy with it, with the sci-fi character thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Nick, doesn't matter how unhappy Dan is, it's up to you which answer you're going to go for.
I will use my team captaincy to say face palm.
Well, because of your team captaincy, you've got a point.
Dad is now face palming.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Every time there's a big, it wasn't necessarily just in 2007. It's like the stock, I didn't like the stock photo for stockbrokers. Whenever there's misery on the stock markets, is someone with their head in their hands. Likewise, the sports fans, if not doing too well. And you're quite right about Jean-Luc Picard. In fact, rather than me just telling you about it, why don't I show you? So yeah, that's the Wikipedia one at the top left. That's they've chosen that illustration for the Wikipedia page for face palm, and yes, the Jean-Luc Picard meme, and the stockbrokers and the Unicode emoji. So that's all very clear, I hope. Well, we're back at that scoreline again. We always seem to end up at 4-2 most of these games. Right, Nick, I think we're back with you.
Go for number 3.
Number 3. Okie dokie. What happened to her?
Oh.
The worst Fate 10 ever.
Wow. She's in a car.
Well, yeah.
What does that mean?
I was going to say struck by lightning, but then if she was in a car, you wouldn't be struck by lightning.
It doesn't necessarily mean she might have been struck by lightning before she's been in the car. It's not. Because you do get, if you get struck by lightning, you do get those sort of those lines on your face, and I think it's most on your back.
Fulgurites or something, yes.
Yeah.
But did a giraffe? Is she in a safari park? And has a giraffe dribbled down through the sunroof? It does look liquidy, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
Yeah, especially some of the edges are quite blurry, as if something has run.
But wouldn't it run the other way around?
No, they're paralysed to the background. That's not a safari park, surely.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I quite like Struck by Lightning.
I think that's what I'm going for.
No.
Okay, Nick, what are you going to go for?
To be struck by lightning.
You know when you said liquid and fake tan?
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a teenager, a 17-year-old girl who shared this photo, and her name was Skylar Davis, and it got millions and millions of shares. So what happened was she went to the fake tan shop, got spray tanned, and then a few minutes later she got in an argument with her boyfriend, and she started crying, and she went home. Unfortunately, fake tan doesn't sort of immediately develop. It takes sort of maybe about 3-4 hours to kind of set. So you mustn't get yourself damp in any way, otherwise it will run. And if you notice the way that the streaks start from both corners of both eyes.
I see it now, yeah.
Yeah, so the tears run down her cheeks, and that's what happened. It was quite interesting, that one, because it's either one you're going to get straight away or not at all, I suppose. But there we go. I thought that was one of the easier ones, but it just goes to show. You
we overthought it. We should have just gone with my joke.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, well, many a true word said in jest. 4-3. Okay, that's made things a little bit more interesting. Okay, Dan, I think it's you next.
Number 6, please.
Number 6. Okay, here we go. And this has been sent in by Chris Philpott. Thanks very much. What's in the box? I can usefully travel for 35 miles, although some models can be refilled with an unleaded compound, despite the misnomer. In Fahrenheit 451, Ray Bradbury named the character Professor Faber in my honor.
Well, I've seen Fahrenheit 451 the film. I cannot remember any of the characters at all. It was so long ago. What can travel 35 miles? Electric car's my first thought as well, but it could be a hybrid car.
Or
the
name of like
the misnomer.
I suppose if it's an electric car, but you can fill it up with petrol anyway.
Yeah, okay.
But Toyota Lexus? No, Faber was also a publishing house, isn't it?
Faber and Faber, yeah.
So of course, Fahrenheit 451, burning of books.
Burning of books, yeah.
So it's how long you can write a pencil for, isn't it? So it's got lead in it, but it doesn't have lead in it, and it's all about books. So it's got to be a pencil.
Well done.
Okay, Nick, what are you going to go with?
A pencil.
Is correct.
Well done, Dan.
Well done, Dan. Or, as I know, Dan plus Google.
No.
Don't say that, it just came out of nowhere.
It did. When we started talking about books, I suddenly realised that you can have a very long pencil line.
No, I remember this fact as well. After you pointed it out.
It is. Yeah, exactly. It's one of these trivia facts that sort of quizzes know, which is why I know you might have got it. And just putting it there. And although it does seem to be one of these things that just keeps getting repeated by loads of different websites, but no one actually ever knows where the fact originally came from. So anyway, I have also joined the list of queues of people that are quoting this fact. It's true, but and of course some models like propelling pencil ones you can get refills of the leads that go inside. But although they are called leads, they are no longer leaded. And in fact, sometimes they're actually some kind of weird polymer these days. They're actually quite high tech, the so-called LEDs that go inside. Now that you know the answer, can you explain Professor Farber?
Is it?
Go on, sorry.
I was going to say it's either his first name or Faber is just a brand of pencil.
Yeah, it's Farber,
Aha.
which is a famous pencil company. And Ray Bradbury was just a big fan of pencils and writing generally, and so he named that character after the pencil company. I thought I was going to get you there, but no, never mind. Still, it's fairly in the balance. It's 1-7 is the winner, so you need 2, and the audience needs 4. Okay, Lewis, it's your turn to pick.
Let's go for number 10.
Number 10. Here we go. And this is another Chris Philpott one. I was captured on California's Highway 12 in 1998. Since then, I've been seen in windows around the world, including the White House and the Kremlin. My success has been attributed to my dreamlike quality, and despite what some say, I haven't been changed. I can't be taken again due to what's on the grapevine. What am I?
Right, it's not a raisin. Dreamlike quality. Is it eclipse or something like that? I don't know why it's specific to California.
What's in a dream? Etherealness. What's on a grapevine? Well, obviously grapes. Marvin Gaye heard it on the grapevine.
What's been seen in windows around the world, including the White House and the Kremlin, since 1998?
San Francisco, LA. I don't know where Highway 12 is. I'm just trying to think of Californian cities.
And why is it successful?
What do you capture on a highway? Speed limit?
That's a British Nick. What are you going to go for?
We're going to go for a box of California raisins.
No, that is not the correct answer. All right.
I had a feeling.
So if I tell you that what was captured was a photograph.
Yeah. I figured that might be the case.
I figured that as well, but I mean, that doesn't go anywhere, so...
Right.
Why didn't you say?
It's a photograph. It's a photograph in California. It can't be taken again because there's grapevines now in this particular field.
Oh, okay.
It's not Death Valley or anything like that.
And it's been seen in windows around the world.
Oh God, windows. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So yes, it's the black background for Windows XP, and there's quite often a story if there's a photojournalist occasionally allowed into things like the White House, major incident bunker. Quite often on the background there'll be a computer that's just got the Windows XP background on. And people find that funny for some reason that the White House uses computers the same as everybody else does. And people have tried to recreate the photo, and there's one of the various attempts is seen at the bottom right of that picture. But there's various grapevines and things there now, so it's very hard to recreate anymore. And the slight R at the end was a very minor hint towards its name, which is Bliss. The man that took the photo was paid something in the order of over $100,000 for it, but he had to sign over the entire rights to it to Microsoft. So they said, "Well, you've got to send us the original and sign some paperwork." But the post system wouldn't allow him to send it because it was worth more than the maximum insurance value. so that they bought a plane ticket to come and deliver it in person to the office because that was the only way that they could get it there.
Wow.
Yeah. So all that for just a picture that you thought was just in the background of your of your software. Anyway, so that means it's 1-1 as far as the Chris Philpott stakes go, but it's 5-4 as far as the stakes in today's match are. And we're back with Nick, I believe.
Number 2.
Number 2.